I'm Kurt from Sunnyside, and this is Devon and Maddie.
Hi. Hi.
We're right in the middle of the COVID-19 lockdown, so we thought we'd use this time to make a video to show you how you can cut any of our polycarbonate roofing products. We'll be showing you how you can cut the profiled polycarbonate, the custom glaze, and the twin wall. So, you guys ready to do it?
Yeah. I'll hand you the saw.
So this is how to cut our profiled polycarbonate roofing. There's three ways you can do that: using some tin snips or shears, using a sharp handsaw, or using a sharp knife. Maddie, if you could pass me those shears. So what you want to do is measure exactly where you're going to be cutting it. So you want a straight line on the polycarbonate. The easiest way to do that is to use the edge of another sheet or an offcut, so you can score a straight line. Then you want to measure exactly the distance you want to cut, and you want to measure it from both sides to make sure you're getting it square. So I'm just going to be cutting this one in half.
Measure it.
And then you can score along the top edge, or you can use a vivid or marker pen. Line to cut along, and it's really easy to cut with scissors, tin snips. The second way is with a sharp handsaw. Now you can cut up to about 6 sheets this way. You just want a nice fine tooth handsaw, score a line on it again, and then you can start cutting. It's easier to cut along the corrugations using this way. Another way is with a sharp knife, and you can do one sheet at a time. This is a little bit easier if you're trying to cut it along the sheet. So if you need to cut along with the corrugation, you can use a sharp knife.
Like that one he has there. It's good to cut with wood on it.
That's right, so you're not cutting into the concrete. You got it, Devon? Okay, so I'll be cutting along here. There we go. It's giving it a nice clean cut. Ideally you want to use a straight edge alongside it as well.
This is see-through polycarb, but this is black. And this is bronze. That's black as well, and this is bronze. That is like a little. And this is orange. See-through.
Okay, so now we'll be cutting the twin wall, and there's two ways you can do this. One is using a sharp toothed handsaw, or the second way is just using a sharp knife. The sharp knife is better, it gives a cleaner cut and it's slightly easier, but I'll show you both ways. So firstly, if you're using a sharp handsaw, this cuts through it quite nicely. It leaves a little bit of a rough edge. I'll show you. It's not too bad an edge. The main problem with it is it leaves all these little shards and they get into the flutes, and they can be quite hard to get out of the flutes. So really, if you are using a handsaw, you probably want to be cutting down the the flute so the shards can't get inside. Okay, so the second way, and the easier way, is to use a sharp knife. This doesn't leave any shards, and it leaves a nice clean edge on it. So you want to use a straight edge, like a level. I'm just going to use the edge of the saw here, and it'll take probably 2 or 3 cuts to get through it. There we go. So that's left a nice clean edge on it. So the next one we're going to cut is our custom glaze. There's really only one way to do this, and that's using a sharp handsaw again. It's quite a lot thicker than our profile of polycarbonate roofing. So with a handsaw, you can cut through from 1 to about 3 or 4 sheets at a time. So I'm going to be cutting through 3 sheets at the moment. There we go. So it leaves a fairly good edge. You might just have to deburr it a little bit, and you can use some sandpaper for that as well.